Oh, sweet.
Yes. Hello, everyone. This is Cristina Lorefice here, and today I'm Zooming with Brother Jose Ruiz. Thank you so much for joining us. Thank you so much. I'm really, really, thankful of your time because I know Carla told me you have another interview right after me, so I want to get right into it. And I have this little timer here, so I'm going to turn it around and we have 15 minutes. And let's hope that the universe will deliver the message that is there for us to share. First off, your dad, Miguel Ruiz, wrote the book, The Four Agreements. And The Four Agreements is a very famous book that a lot of people have read in the world, and it's based on the four principles, right? You want to say the four principles?
Yes, it's the four principles of the Toltec way of life. And the Toltec description is artist in Nahuatl. So it's the artist way of life. And the artist way of life is to be impeccable with your word, because the word is the foundation of any story. So if we're not impeccable with the word, our story will be a nightmare. Second, don't take things personally. It has so much wisdom in that way of life, because you walk in life knowing that people have their own dream, and what people's problem offering you has nothing to do with you. And sometimes we sacrifice or take someone personal, or we want to overcome something that's inside of us. So when we don't, that teaches us to learn not to take things personal in life. And then this third one is to not make assumptions, is to not assume, and to not be afraid to ask the question, to overcome the firewalk. And when I mean firewalk, is the nervous butterflies to get to the voice out, because when you have a voice out, you can hear, and you don't have to assume based on fears. And the fourth one is my father's favorite. I always love to say that is always do your best, because without it, none of the other agreements have life. And when we do our best, there's no judgment there, because we're doing our best. And how can we judge ourselves from doing our all?
Yes. Fantastic. Thank you so much. Thank you. And then you wrote with your dad also the fifth agreement. What is the fifth agreement then?
The fifth agreement is something that helped me personally in my life to understand the other four agreements. And the fifth agreement is always be skeptical, but learn to listen. And it's not skeptical in a social position saying that I'm more intelligent than anybody else in the world. I can't hear you, I don't believe you. No, it's nothing to do with the outside world. It's simply to not believe our own lies, to learn to listen with our heart, to be skeptical of our own negativity. Let's say if I'm saying I'm not meant for love, I cannot change. If I really believe those opinions coming from me, I will not change, and I will believe that I'm not meant for love. And that's the foundation of my story. Like, I'm not impeccable with my word. I'm living a lie. So using this agreement to be skeptical of my own lies is to be aware of my own poison, my own self-sabotage, and no one has to know. So the fifth agreement is really the graduation for the Toltec. Because when you begin taking care of your garden, you're graduated. There's no one to blame. There's no one to take responsibility. It's just you being a service to the love of your life, which is yourself.
That's beautiful. Thank you so much. And how can we apply all of this beautiful wisdom, Toltec wisdom, in this time? Because it seems like we're not complying to those principles at the moment. Well, generally with everything that's happening, the turmoil that are happening right now.
Well, it's honesty. Honesty is what makes us feel. And there's a lot of pain out there, a lot of suffering, and a lot of generations going out there of the addiction of suffering. And with the addiction of suffering, people get corrupted and they get greedy, they get fearful, they want to, be the leader of their own dream and possess everybody else. And the world is tired. So, but at the same time, sister, this being the beginning from all the time, to bring awareness where there's chaos is the beautiful gift while we are alive. And we went through all the difficult times in our life, because it prepares us, it graduates us. So we can see many people angry and wanting to have a voice, but I learned something in my life. When I'm angry and breaking things, no one listens to me. The point finger comes in. But when you talk calmly, when you have a rational voice, you can bring, peace to chaos. Yeah. And right now, people are having a voice because it's fed up. But could you imagine that what's happening right now is just one human body? And all those hundreds and thousands of people protesting is ourselves, protesting against the leader of our head, the one who judges us, suppresses us, the one who believes in lies, the one who, you know, takes blame for what happened to our ancestors, and not having what's happening, what we're doing to ourselves, and having all the people who hurt our ancestors still hurting us. Because when we hurt ourselves, our ancestors feel the pain because we carry that. So with the awareness, we bring peace. So I tell you, sister, there's so many young minds right now who are seeing everything that's happening, and everything that's supposed to happen is happening right now because those young minds are getting prepared, because those minds, they're going to lead the world in the future. And they're not going to lead it with all the greed, all the selfishness, and the racism and discrimination and the false power of money. It's not going to be, you know, I was talking to my partner about success. And success is not about getting all the money, you know, and getting all the corporations, because then you get trapped in a dream where everybody's lies, where everybody is not telling you honesty. Success is when you're doing an act of love, an act of in life, that you're giving you pleasure, like doing an interview or going on stage, writing a book, something that makes our heart so inspiring because we're doing good. And this is where it comes from. When we do good, we feel good. And when we do bad, we feel bad. And this was Abraham Lincoln's religion. He had one religion only, and it was common sense. But we like to make everything complicated because we don't want to change. You know, I can complain about everything that's happening in my life, but what serves me more, to complain to neighbors or take action? And when I hear my honesty, I hear what I need to do.
Yeah, that's beautiful. We need to take actions. Yes.
Mm-hmm. And that's the beautiful thing about what's happening right now, is to take action.
Yes.
And it's inspiring because the little kids, you know, if you take a kid and explain what's happening, why people are protesting and the injustice, you know, all of that was made. Everything happened for the young minds to see how insane we were. Insanity is something when we repeat it again and again and again, and it's just painful. So racism is insanity. Discrimination is insanity. You know, feeling better than somebody else is insanity, because we're all the same.
Yes, yes. So hopefully we'll gain something. We'll go from revolution to evolution.
Exactly, because those little minds, they're our next world leaders. And they're not going to do the same things that we have done, keeping the past alive. We're ready to transform into the way of the future. Because like, my grandparents have no idea about the technology of what's happening right now because they're not alive.
Yeah.
You know, but technology has advanced so much that the kids who are now, they're alive. And we were stuck with the grandparents' way of life, that it wasn't happening to do with nothing with technology. How can we grow? Now we live the principles of our ancestors, of our grandparents, the principles of love. And then we see it into the new way of life. Because could you imagine where the kids are going to go with this information?
Yeah.
You know, and only thing we have to do is just be our authentic self. And that's what the Fifth Agreement is all about.
So the Fifth Agreement, in a nutshell, is to be our authentic self. Is that correct?
Yes, because in the Toltec tradition, there's nothing to learn but to unlearn what takes our inspiration away. Because like I said earlier, Toltec means artist of the spirit. So we all know what takes our inspiration away. It could be a bad job, a bad boss, a nasty relationship. It could be just sacrificing ourselves for others and we never do our life. It could be many things. But when we give power to that dream, it's like we wake up in an island of safety. We're just living in a pain that we're used to, and we're afraid of the unknown. And that's one of the beautiful things it is. One mind that gets institutionalized, you know, they sometimes at one point they feel comfortable in their cage, because this world, it's so painful that in that point it is. But you know, everybody has a cage that we hide in. And that's why there's so many discrimination right now, racism, because they think they're superior to a false dream. But that dream only brings chaos and heartbreak. And this is where the dream of machismo is. The dream of machismo is about suppressing divine woman, femininity, and this has been happening since generations. So in the Toltec tradition, it's all about serving divine mother. And our body, even though I'm male, I carry a female body because this is divine mother's body. Because I'm just an energy that came from stardust that merged with this world, and I am alive inside a world that everybody is dreaming a dream. So how can I make myself take things personal that is my fault, that things happening right now? A martyr, a victim would take victimization of what's happening right now is their fault. Yeah. And what I know is that I was born in this world was already in chaos. And when I leave, it's going to be in chaos. But here's the thing, sister, when we are honest with ourselves and we don't want to contribute negativity anymore, we get skeptical of negativity and we bring positivity. So we're the angel, the messenger that came to life to see where everybody is in a room completely drunk and we're the only sober person, like my father experiencing the 4 agreements. And knowing that everything's just a story, the good stories, positive stories, and the negative, but everything's just a story. It's the dream of the planet. So when we begin having awareness of that, and we see our brothers and sisters fighting, fighting themselves, by us opening our heart and being honest with ourselves, is the Holy Grail that we have just found. And it's like a cup that will keep pouring oil up, and it will be, overpouring. And this is our presence. So when we work in ourselves, our presence is so, in touch with our nature and heart, that people, like my father wrote the 4 agreements with this point. And if one reads it, they might think that he wrote it just especially for them. And that's what I felt. I said, Father, you wrote this book for me? I said, because I know this information, Father. It was a question that everyone knows it, because it's integrity talking to integrity. And this is where we come. When we touch integrity, we see everybody, in the dream of negativity, victimization, addiction, and suffering. We can understand them, and it's nothing personal. We just see that it's very sick. And by healing ourselves, we can heal the world. Nothing with the body, with the mind.
Yes. I love what you're saying. By healing ourselves first, then we can heal others also. And, brother, I was curious about, because my teaching involves spreading joy and laughter. So I was curious about how you integrate in the ancient wisdom, in the Toltec ancient wisdom. Do you integrate joy at all and laughter? Is that part of that wisdom?
That's the gift of life. That is what we call success. When we begin living this way, and there's no time, because time stops, because we're enjoying each moment, and we know that life itself is a gift. So one thing when my father teach me, when things are serious and people are so dramatic, he says, always lean on the divine comedy of life.
Say that, really? He says that?
Always lean on to the divine comedy of life. Laugh at yourself when you are feeling victim, saying, oh, there goes my little stupid child. Look at my poor little baby, And it's not that he's putting me down. It's because, like Forrest Gump says, stupid is what stupid does. And it's insanity to repeat again and again and again. And, it's not offensive when you don't offend yourself and you begin laughing at yourself. It becomes funny, and you can get out of that situation. And I tell you, I used to be in an abusive relationship, and back then it wasn't funny. I was hurting. But now I see about it, and I said, I see the joke. I see the divine comedy. And then I get the awareness. What if we, instead of putting our attention to all the bad experience we had in life, with all those people who give us the bad experience, what if we only focus on the good things that we had with them? Because that's what we carry, and we really love them. The story just got in the way.
Yeah.
We weren't compatible. So I've been sharing this information that I just got like a week ago. I've been sharing this for years, but it's inspiring me. It's 2 people walking away from each other, something that I learned in the internet. I saw it. And the quote goes, just because you're walking away from somebody doesn't mean you don't love them. It just means that the part in their story is over.
That's right.
But I found something beautiful the other day, because I was seeing myself, and I was seeing, instead of seeing somebody else in that story, I saw my old self. That character that used to be Jose that I walk away from is no longer me. Many people know that Jose, and they try to keep that Jose alive. But if I take them personally, so no, that Jose is still, it's dead. I don't have to debate that. I know the truth.
Yeah.
And when you know that, you don't need to debate. And that's when many people are addicted to debating. But the truth doesn't have to be proven. The truth just exists. The truth just exists.
Yeah.
Lies, they need to be validated and proven to live in blind faith. But the truth, it just is. That's why honesty is the most liberating, and that's what many people don't want to see. Many people want to follow a guru, follow a shaman, follow somebody else, because they don't have the self-respect for them. And when I say to everybody, imagine if you can have the self-respect, because the one you carry is Divine Mother. So I see many people who, protect Divine Mother are feminists, but they abuse themselves, and they abuse the people, that support this. So the thing is to be impeccable with our word.
Yes.
It's not only to point the finger, is to heal ourselves completely, to laugh about ourselves when we need to laugh about it, because laughing about it is better than judging it.
I love that. Laughing about it is better than judging it. And and laughter really kind of minimizes all the judgment that we do on ourselves. I love, there's a quote by Voltaire that says, God is a comedian playing to an audience that is too afraid to laugh. And
You know,
you know, why are we afraid to laugh? Why are we so serious? You know, so I really love what you're saying there. Thank you for sharing that. And do you have a favorite mantra? Because I was gonna ask you something.
yes, I have some favorite mantras. I got universal mantras that I like from India, like Om Picha Yoga Triambaka, Data Yoga Triambaka, Rashita Rakshama.
Oh dear.
I like to say that mantra, but you know, the mantra that I like to say, because my father, I got learning because I'm very connected to India.
Yeah.
But one day my father said that I was corrupting those mantras because I was hiding behind them. And he goes, what do you mean? Well, now I want you to make a mantra that you understand the words. Because I asked me, what does that mantra mean? I go, it's the universal mantra, Father. It's the connection. What does it mean? And then I don't know, Father. Okay, you're corrupting the mantra. I want you to do this mantra right now because I used to be afraid of certain things when I did certain things. And he goes, okay, now you're going to pass through certain thing. It could be X thing for everybody listening. And when you're passing through it, I want you to do this mantra.
Okay.
I don't have time to be afraid. I don't have time to be afraid. I don't have time to be afraid. And he told me, you say it in Spanish because it's in your own language. Yes. And then when you're doing drama, Jose, you catch you're doing drama. I don't have time to do drama. I don't have time to do drama. 108 times. And I tell you, sister, when I begin doing that, I begin catching myself and I'm learning. And then my father told me, how are you with your mantra practice? I said, I'm doing this. And then when I explained what I just said to you, he goes, okay, now you can go back to do your Om Vicha Yoga mantra and do Om Namah Shivaya mantra because now you're not corrupting them. Because you're corrupting them when you're hiding behind them.
Yes.
But when you say it with heart, you're really saying it. You're not praying like a victim. You're actually one with the sound of vibration because it's all about the sound of vibration. But when you get the sound of vibration and honesty, you can always change your dream.
Yes. So I want to teach you, since I'm Italian, I'd love to share with you my Italian mantra. Are you up for it?
Yes.
Okay. So it goes like that. So I'll show it to you and then we'll do it together. Are you ready?
Okay.
Okay. It goes like that. Mozzarella, mozzarella, cheese.
Oh, I love
Are we ready? Okay. Mozzarella, mozzarella, cheese. That's my little mantra that diffuses drama.
Oh, yes. It melts it away.
Yeah, right. Oh, I love laughing with people, you know. I think it's such a wonderful bond. I don't think that if we laugh with each other and we share that connection, I don't think we can hate each other. I don't think there would be wars, you know?
Yes, exactly, because we were just laughing at the moment and be honest. Hey, we don't have to take it personal because when we react, we stop thinking. Yeah. And we stop thinking, we take everything personal and the battle begins. And, you know, it's done. That really is tiring.
Yeah.
Training, so I love it. I love my brother from Italy. He's laughing yoga.
And that's what I do as well. That's what I do.
Yes.
What's his name?
I got it in my head, but I always call him brother.
It's okay. Don't worry. Don't worry. Don't
Yeah.
worry. So,
he's a happy soul. You see him all the time with a big smile and
yeah.
Yes.
That's beautiful. That's beautiful. Don Jose, I forgot to take a picture of us. Can I do like a screenshot before we go?
Yes, of course.
Okay, hold on. 1, 2, 3. I'll do another one. Thank you so much for joining me, Don Jose. And what is your nugget of wisdom, your final nugget of wisdom for the world today?
We're here in life to make a masterpiece of.
What's that?
Yes, we're here in life to make a masterpiece of art with it. And always remember, it's not about sacrificing your dreams. It's about living them. And be honest when you come out with the heart, a dream. It's nothing that you need validation for. It's nothing that you need in return. It's just the act of love, of living the way you want to live and smile wherever you want to smile because someone is going to feed over that smile because your smile is like a seed and your happiness is like seeds. And wherever you go, you're going to be planting these seeds. No matter if the soil ground is not ready to receive them, You know,
Oh,
1 week it will
yes.
rain and those seeds will be still hanging in that hard ground. But when it rains, it's going to suck them up and your seeds are going to be accepted. And we will also accept the seeds that life will bring.
I love it that you compare the seed to smiles. Sprinkle seeds. Yeah. Thank you so much, brother. And before you go, I'm going to stop. Hold on. I'm going to stop the recording. Hold on. I hope you enjoyed this. Please like and subscribe and see you soon again. Bye.